Hi guys, so another daily market update here from Cuz Crypto. So just looking at the markets today, obviously we had a little pump, like literally a couple percent within the last couple of hours, but we're pretty much where we were, near enough. A very positive kind of trend though at the minute is for Solana. Solana's obviously up a little bit, it's up on the 4.5% today on the daily. The market cap is up 1.5%. Fear and greed still at 30, but if we look at now, so like Bitcoin still like good, is that it's over 85,000 still, which is brilliant to see, and trading volume of about 21 billion. Ethereum still holding over at $1,600 on the 7-day, up 5%, but today again reasonably flat for most cryptos. On the daily, again Ethereum's up a little bit. Solana, as you can see, 4.5% today it spiked, and 20% over the last week, which is brilliant. And then coming down a little bit, I mean, you got your Chainlink up 3% over the last 24 hours. So everything that's pumped a little bit. Sui's up nearly 3%, Hedera 4.5%. Yeah, everything's pumping. It's a slight little pump, but we're still hovering in that range really. Yeah, Near's up 5.5, nearly 6%. That's good to see from Near. And BitTensor as well, 6.5%. I have a bit of BitTensor and a bit of Near, to be fair. I love those projects. And then Casper again, not really up much at all. So let's go into the chart. So let's first look at BTC dominance. So I mean, at the minute we're literally on 64% BT dominance of the whole market. So obviously BTC is still holding its ground on the market. The lowest we hit was around in the December time of Bitcoin dominance, and that was around the 54%. So if we go back, I drew a line here. So yeah, it's about 54.5% near enough if you count that wick. It's on the daily this. So for me, again, not financial advice, but again, for me, a bull market that it has happened, I can't rule it out. I mean, I feel like it's still, it's kind of brewing a bull market, because if we've got all these, the Bitcoin hasn't dropped over 50%, it hasn't went under 50% of the market, total market supply or dominance. So you need other, smaller caps to have a good push, and usually that's when that kind of bull run kind of happens. So let's look at the chart as well of BTC. I mean, again, like I said, we're still hovering over around that $85,000 mark. Again, coming down to the 83. If we do near enough today, we came down to about 83.7, but currently we are riding at just over 85,000. So if we go down to the 4-hourly a minute, and have a look, see here. So yeah, again, whether we're going to touch that wick again, so this level of resistance at the minute is around that 85.3, 85.5. Basically, if we get over 86, then maybe can we push on, because I mean, this is from March 24th to March 27th. For 3 days we were up around the 88,000 mark. Maybe then we push back up there. Whether we come back down, we don't know. Ethereum, so Ethereum at the minute battling with the $1,600 kind of range. I think ETH might start coming up alive a little bit, hopefully over the next coming couple weeks. I mean, again, people, I mean, obviously today it's been announced that gas fees are at an all-time low on Ethereum. So obviously the network's utilization and congestion is, well, there's not much at all if gas fees are so low. Again, I tried buying some meme coins on there back in December time, and just to buy £50 worth, or let's say $70 worth of certain memes, it cost me around literally like £5, maybe $7. It was absolutely extortionate. But no, today, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to top up a little bit on my meme coins that are on ETH. Again, I've got like your Ondo, Jasmy, they're all on ETH technically, but You can buy them through chains as well, so exchanges, because they're quite well-known tokens. So XRP, I mean, we're fluctuating basically between the 205 to kind of 12 range. If we're going to load, there we go. Don't know why that's being so temperamental today. Let's zoom out. So yeah, I mean, you look over the last kind of, we had a little pump here on the 12th, but again, we're still not able to break that $2.20 mark. And we're just hovering along kind of at like 205 really. And we want to basically try and break that 212 on especially on a daily candle, to come back up to the 220. Whether then we push on to the 245 kind of region, so around here, if we come up to there, great. But I mean, XRP's had, obviously, it's been one of the best performers this cycle in the sense of it's, with the altcoins coming down so heavy. I mean, most altcoins, let's say if you bought them, accumulating dollar cost averaging over from all the way in September up to December, you're probably up quite a lot. But there's not many projects which are up like XRP is. So XRP on like the yearly is still up about 350% from that, coming from that kind of 50-cent range. But yeah, and then obviously going to Solana. I mean, Solana's looking very good today. It's probably one of the stronger kind of coins in the sense of just, we're tinkering with this $1-4 range, but now we're coming up to kind of $135 range, and again you can see here kind of lipping it a little bit, aren't we? Again, it seems to be in the past lines of resistance around the 135, 136. So whether we can push on through that. There has been kind of chat around whether we have a pullback again. But I mean, if we pull back, I don't see us, again, not financial advice, but I don't see us come back to 95. If Bitcoin comes back down to 74,000, we can probably kind of see these kind of levels. But again, and then love my Hedera. Hedera's up a little bit. Again, kissing that wedge. But again, staying above that 15.5, 15.6 range as support. Again, do we keep kind of lipping this drop, this descending wedge? Because I think we probably if we do have this pullback where Bitcoin Bud does, let's say, go down to 78k, below the 80,000 mark, then yeah, maybe alts obviously they do fall a lot quicker, but again, whether we kind of go along with this wedge on the kind of, we're having a couple of touch points up there, a couple of touch points there, then maybe we come break out and then we try and test that kind of 17.5, 17.6, and then do we again range between 18 to 20 cents, as that was quite a kind of level for us with Hedera. And then I did a video on Casper today anyway, but I mean, I like utilising Casper just with everything coming out, the crescendo coming out on the 5th of May. I mean, that's huge news for the Casper community. I'd suggest myself as kind of part of that community. I do love Casper, just what it kind of represents, what it is. Again, proof of work token, being mined, obviously 90% of it's already been mined. And then coming in where we are now, we're just holding that 7.7 cents still like we were earlier, and we're kind of hovering around that range. If we can break above the 8, then do we look at kind of, your 10 cent range? But again, we'll need a big push from the whole kind of market with that, in that sense. Sui, I mean, again, Sui still tinkering above this kind of 208 line, just hovering around it really. Is a bit of support for us. Can we break that kind of, again, I mean, to start with, I think breaking 225 kind of area, if we can kind of break past 225 as resistance, we could push on up to 235. But again, Sui, not really much up recently on it, but again, as a layer 1 blockchain, it's deemed kind of everyone says it's the next Solana or anything like that. It's just a fact at the minute its market cap is like 7-8 billion. It's quite low still. And I reckon if it does push on in this market, could we going back to all-time highs where it was $15 billion market cap. We can see about that. And then going into a bit of BitTensor as well. So BitTensor at the minute, you're looking at around 245, 244, 243. We come back down to that 225 range. We're just kind of holding around the 225, 228 range. And then resistance wise, we are looking at about a 260. As you can see, a couple touch points here and here. I'm going to show Jasmy a minute, just because Jasmy, we had a little pump, didn't we, the other day? Luckily, I bought some below the 1 cent mark, just because I thought it's not a dead project. Obviously, it's got partnerships with Panasonic, and is highly kind of renowned in the Japanese kind of like crypto sort of space. But yeah, I hold it. Again, we've had a bit of a dump here. And what is that? We come down about, what is that? About 25%. Yeah, but obviously we went up from here. Good. Yeah, I mean, luckily I made a bit on that. Again, I'm holding. I'm not giving up any of my cryptocurrency. I just hold every month. I kind of try and dollar cost average in. Again, not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. And do you know what? I just want to show Tara's AI. I mean, it's kind of dying, isn't it? But I've still got a little hold in it. If you zoom out, again, AI coins at the minute, I feel in the market they get absolutely destroyed. I mean, descending wedge, I don't know, but we're below all-time kind of lows at the minute. Our all-time lows were around 3 cents, and we are, we've wicked that 1 cent. I mean, when we come back down to that, it's just a wick, and that's on the 4 hourly. So, but I kind of see this as the low. That's 3.5, 4 cents. So whether that happens, but yeah, and then at the minute as well, got some news. Obviously, Italian Prime Minister says, I'm sure that will make a deal on tariffs. So same with the EU around. Donald Trump said he's pretty confident about a new deal with the European Union, and then obviously about China. I mean, obviously tariffs now up to 245% for China. Absolutely absurd. I mean, how much further can it go? And he's saying he's made 21 billion for the US economy, but then obviously whether is that costing in other aspects, like people purchasing certain things, like for example like a Nintendo Switch price is going to go through the roof because it's obviously a Chinese kind of made product. But again, there's no telling kind of where we're going from here. With China and the US, obviously the first and second biggest economy obviously in the world, but we can go from there. Anyway guys, have a good one and cheers, and always stay kind of fit, keep looking after each other, and just keep kind of just your money safe, and always just said keep it in cold storage if you're buying any tokens. But yeah, peace out, cheers guys, have a good one.